Uh, Today I want to devote, this particular broadcast, to the problems of internet fraud and schematicism of some internet website owners. I've seen this problem with some security software. Or malware controlling software such as Norton Security or Microsoft Corporation's Windows Defender new programs could come from Windows 7 or our Microsoft kind of programming or Microsoft software like Windows Defender and Windows Firewall. In other words, I believe that Microsoft Corporation engages in racketeering, online and extortion and racketeering in criminal activities online, because it sent me some bogus software called Windows Defender. That software actually is designed to to probably awaken false moods of alarm or distress or kind of or defraud internet consumers of Microsoft Windows products such as Windows operating systems. With false messages of non-existing viruses like Trojan horses or malware or email viruses which never existed. So in other words, been receiving those Microsoft Corporation's security software is from Microsoft Corporation, and that software was actually full of lying false assessment of viruses which never existed. And after that, I launched my Windows Defender scan, full scan of my computer hard drive, and there was no malware or viruses now whatsoever. So with Microsoft Corporation uses a fraud, commercial fraud, in order to falsely lead its online products consumers to believe that they have been infected, their computer drive have been infected with viruses, which is untrue. There were no viruses on my system, as my latest scan of Windows Defender that installed software that comes with Windows Vista, for instance, showed no any sign of a single virus or malware whatsoever. And actually, Microsoft Corporation uses a scam, extortion scam, criminal extortion scam, with violates federal racketeering statute. But extortion scam includes that false scan of viruses by that new downloadable software like Windows Firewall and Windows Defender that mentions Trojan horses, viruses in en masse, which never existed, and other kind of massive number of viruses which find that never existed, the bogus assessments of virus threats and malware threats. And actually, at the end, Microsoft opens its kind of secure non-internet browser application that extorts up to from $60 to $80 for removing those viruses. While with legitimate Microsoft security software called Windows Defender scanned my computer for 4 hours and found not a single virus whatsoever, or malware, or email, or malevolent kind of attachment, none whatsoever. And my computer functioned normally and didn't slow down and was fully responsive. And actually, when I believe that Microsoft Corporation even sends viruses on its own in order to defraud its customers and extort money, engages in a racketeering scheme, which was stopped by U.S. Department of Justice and federal authorities, which would sue Microsoft Corporation for consumer fraud and extortion. But actually said that sometimes security software with malware, it costs too much money and consists of fraudulent assessment of internet threats such as viruses like Trojan horse and other self-propagating applications and email phishes and other malware that's used by internet hackers. Of course, with kind of security software like smart security that uses pig whining screams, it's a technical sound of that comes with its unwanted applications. That's been recently installed on my laptop, and I believe that federal government, excluding federal attorneys and online divisions, cyber department of with federal organizations like U.S. Department of Justice and its our law enforcement agencies, federal law enforcement agencies should investigate those allegations of internet extortion and schematicism on part of security software providing companies, which come with fraudulent assessment of viruses and malware, which has nothing to do with real assessment, and even sent was illegal viruses that crash the hardware, the software, the Windows operating system like Mac or Windows or Linux or whatever anybody has. And I believe that was internet security companies, they resorted to internet fraud and schematicism is a sign of we're being penetrated by organized crime groups, which actually will never get a single penny using frauds and using fraudulent fraudulent schemes to sell its software as a racketeering and extortion kind of criminal enterprise. And I believe that using criminal enterprise of fraud, extortionism, extortion and racketeering and setting viruses on part of Microsoft Corporation and smart security and Norton Security and our corporate security software selling, peddling corporations, it actually should be investigated and prosecuted by federal attorneys and federal law enforcement agencies. Without that. In order to regulate internet scam and racketeering and fraud. And I also believe that I once encountered that some Bing application, it's called Bing, Bing application, that has sign in anchor tag button, and beside it it says United States button. I believe it's used by terrorists, to disable computers and software, because today I encountered that application froze, Bing application froze on my Windows operating system desktop, and I also believe that that Bing.com company is controlled by terrorists, and because it actually freezes application. Actually, I got rid of frozen application by restarting computer, which I always do it. Whenever application is infected with virus, consumers normally, internet consumers, they normally restart the computer once again in order to erase the infected application for good. And I also believe that any attempt on fraud and extortion and racketeering on the internet will be never give anybody no profit, not a single penny, because internet consumers are smart enough to recognize threat of racketeering, extortion, and internet terrorism, which includes sending viruses online internet providers, cables and satellites, and which lead only to maybe some damage to part of our countries, but it will never actually rise to the amount that it will break down somebody's hard drive or erase somebody's software, because there is certain protections and certain regulations on part of international community of internet developers that enables for the government to regulate those applications and stop and erase any threats to hard drives or any kind of malware, attempts to install malware or with purpose to commit racketeering and extortion on the internet. And I also believe that federal government will actually fight internet fraud and scheme, and should actually commit so much time to funds, to commit so much of financial resources to science research on the internet, because science research on the internet leads to breakthroughs in many fields of internet development, scientific development, and it's very important for internet commerce as well.